Oh no, it's still thinking. It's still thinking.
Oh
All
my
right, now we're
God.
good.
All
We're on.
right.
Will, put your hat on, man. What's
I
up?
am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Saturday morning.
Long time no see.
January. I think I saw you 12 hours ago.
Yeah.
January 18th.
Yeah.
Lose track of days. We're gonna do our plugs like we usually do.
Yes.
We're gonna do our State of the Unions, i.e., if we were president, what would we do? Correct.
Yes.
And I would like to talk about TikTok, but we can do
Oh,
it
yeah.
any order you guys want. Any order you want. But we'll
I think
just
we
do our
should do-
plugs.
Yes.
Last night, I had a gig at
was a-
Timothy's. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Awesome gig.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks for coming out.
Will came out.
Yes. Thanks a
My
lot.
daughter came out for like
People complain about Chester
5
County
minutes.
not having live music. Well, they did last night.
yeah, and
And they're going to have it in 2 weeks on January 31st. Fever Dogs
that's
playing.
right. That's why I
I
said that.
mapped out the room, and
Lots of space for you.
we have to. We're going to be a little mellow at first. you
How
know?
many people are in Fever Dog? 5.
There's 4 of us,
Wow, you guys. Plenty
and we
of
could
space.
fit it. But
Plenty of space.
we just got to watch the It's a restaurant.
Not,
You
that
know,
corner is
at
it's not.
Timothy's, Lionville. We'll be fine. The sound will be. I might not have to use a microphone.
I asked Rochelle, the bartender, last night. I said, did you guys just start having music? And she's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
We've been having music since we reopened from COVID back in 2021.
Yeah.
Every Friday night. And I'm like, you have? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, this is the first time hearing of it. And
So-
I come to Timothy. I go to Timothy's to eat on
So-
occasion.
I am flyering all the Wawas in grocery stores.
Did you really?
I'm just going to put a little.
Oh, you are. You
little
are.
thing up there. So you come out. The food's really good there.
The food is
I'm
good.
telling you right now. I'm not just saying that to kiss their rear ends.
The food is good.
And if you're into like cocktail drinks, they have kind of like we're getting downtown Westchester, downtown. I mean Westchester,
The big city of Westchester.
or like Phoenixville. Like they have those premium cocktails.
Good stuff.
I did not partake. I love margaritas. I'll tell you if I could and handle it, but I can't. There's more. I was just like, oh my god, just reading the menu.
It's good stuff.
Really good stuff. Recently, bartenders. Really, the bartender was really sweet.
It was fun.
I sang a Creed song just because she wanted it.
That's right. All right, so you're Timothy's in 2 weeks, and then where's our
31st.
gig?
And then our gig is at the gym on April 25th. It's Rock Remedy and Rock Off.
Awesome.
Remedy will be opening, and they will do an opener set. It's not a split show. And then Rock Off.
I'm coming over here to yours to mute your. I can hear that.
Here.
Okay. Your speaker was on.
Remedy will
You're good.
be, and then Rock Off will play like a closer. And you know what? Richard and I talked about that. That's kind of like it cracks me up when people do like split shows and you know what? It's always a money thing. I'm like, who gives a shit about the money thing? Like if one band plays 20 minutes shorter, you split shows.
I think it should be
unless
more-
unless the headliners like the
more popular band in this case the more popular original band that we are covering should go last.
yeah.
So the Rolling Stones were obviously way more popular than the Black Rose, so you should go second last.
I think it's cool. Closing all shows.
There you go.
Unless somebody.
What if you did? What if you? I was gonna say. What if you? I was just gonna say that. What if you did a Stones Beatles?
I think he would also coin up. But here's the thing: if
Stones.
I was in the Beatles band, I would not want to go on after a Stones band because a Stones band is a vision also. But Beatles are if you have the backups, but Beatles stand
Stones. Elton John.
out. Stones, that's a
Stones. Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. Steven Tyler would tell you that.
Well, of course.
Zeppelin's the one that's kind of
Yeah.
And of course, if Roxoff ever got to play with Get the Let Out, I
Stones.
wouldn't be
Lady
like,
Gaga.
Lady Gaga sang with them. She did open
She
for them.
did. She's on the album.
She's on that album, and I think if you come to the gym, I think a member of Remedy is going to do that version with us for Give Me Shelter.
Lady Gaga.
Well, the Lady Gaga Stones version.
Melissa. I know you're talking about.
I told Melissa, I was like, I just don't want you to sing in the middle part, like
Cool.
do a verse.
That's awesome.
That's in the works. We're contractually working that out.
Anything else? Plugging anything else?
Yeah, Tom and Jerry's Fever Dog. February 2nd, that's Sunday from 4 to 8. Groundhog Day. Bang Bang Groundhog on the menu. Narissa and I have been getting hunters to bags of groundhogs for us.
Tastes like chicken.
So tastes like chicken. And then February 15th, Christy Thompson's birthday. Tom and Jerry's off just Sabbath.
Happy birthday.
And Just Sabbath is the closer because it's their show. And we were asked to do it. And I'm honored to do it because Christy is a very close friend of mine. So there we go.
Awesome. Cool. All right. I'll talk about TikTok because that'll be the quicker of the two here. So we all know TikTok is supposedly going away tomorrow, which is Sunday. I'm calling bullshit. This is what I think is going to happen. And then I'm going to do a little rant. TikTok will probably close for 24 hours to 48 hours. I think that because there was a little, like the Biden administration said, we're not going to force you to shut down on Sunday. But then TikTok was like, you need to give us a little bit more than that. Like, why? Like, what are you going to put into place? Blah blah blah. And Biden administration didn't say anything. They basically were like, we're going to punt it. We're going to punt it because the next administration comes in the next day. So I think they're going to shut it down. Trump's going to come in, and the CEO of TikTok was at Mar-a-Lago last night taking selfies, and he's going to quote unquote save TikTok, look like the hero, and then they're going to sell TikTok to either Kevin O'Leary. I don't know if you all know Shark Tank. Do you watch Shark Tank? Yeah. He's one of the sharks on Shark Tank. He is a right wing MAGA like Musk, and he will be running TikTok. So every social media platform that we go on will be run by somebody right wing, and they control the narrative on Twitter. That's why I left Twitter. And they will control the narrative on Facebook, and they will control the narrative on TikTok. So be careful, America.
I think Elon's going to buy it.
Which is even worse.
Even worse. That guy, I got off of Twitter because I feel like it's, and I'm getting to my State of the Union.
Yes.
I think it's a bunch of trolls. That's all it is. I mean, 95% of it's probably bots or trolls. It's very angry and negative, and people go, well, that's your algorithm. I go, no, it isn't. It's not my algorithm.
It's who I follow. My algorithm is not who I follow. Who I follow is who I chose to follow.
Yeah, but I feel like they play off of who you follow. Because I'd follow independent, left, right, and some extreme left and right. Because I'm like, I just want to see what the
of course
nut jobs think.
Yeah.
You said something about
Shark Tank. No. Elon Musk.
But
Kevin O'Leary.
But that was really interesting because I listened to Zuckerberg with Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next 2 days, he had Ari Shaffir, he had comedians on.
Yeah.
It was a 5-hour podcast. I protect the part. And then Thursday, he had Brian Callen. And they were all commenting now how Zucker is like, because now he's jiu-jitsu for like 3 years. And I will say personally, if you do any of my combat sports, it does kind of change like your mindset a little, because it's very I just can't explain it. But just now he's kind of like right wing a little because he hunts and he all does that.
Are you familiar with the word cuck?
Oh, you think
Zuckerberg is a cuck? Because let me tell you something. When Biden became president, he kissed Biden's ass. When Trump became president, he's kissing Trump's ass.
That's another thing.
Whoever becomes president next time, he's following the money. He doesn't want to get in trouble. He doesn't want to get taxed. Blah 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 blah. Whatever.
Well, what cracks with Zuckerberg is when they said he was going to start the community notes. There were so many people.
It's essentially the same thing as fact checking. It's the same thing.
And I'm like, wait a second. You people would rant. I can't stand when people say, "Oh, they took down my post," or "I got suspended for 7 days," and blah, blah, and then they come back on. I'm like.
Have you ever been suspended from Facebook?
No.
Neither have I.
I got suspended for 3 days because someone was talking shit to me, and I know the guy lived in his parents' basement. I know it for a fact. And all his pictures were superheroes. That's all they were.
No, they're all superheroes.
It wasn't even his. No,
I got bobbleheads behind me.
He wanted to show his face. And I said, dude, and it was about Motley Crue. And I just said, get out of mommy and daddy's face. And,
yeah.
And I said something about, and then the first time you ever kiss a girl, buddy, tell us how it was. And,
that got you knocked?
They said I was a bully.
Get out of here.
And I actually, the group moderator told me I was a bully. And she's apologized, but she'll have to report me. And then I was like,
it's ridiculous.
And he was probably a bot.
He could have been. There's
But
lots
I'm
of
like,
bots, especially on Twitter.
you know, like, so I got suspended. My ex, man, she gets suspended all the time.
What would she post?
But she just
No names,
It was
but
yes, the Trump derangement.
Oh.
She had. I'm not saying the thing, but it was every day for 2.5 years. I heard Trump's name, and I was just like,
Look, I'm with her. I'm sorry. I don't like the man.
I was like, why are we talking?
I'm rooting for cholesterol. That's what I'm rooting for.
I have. He's not gonna serve like 4 years.
So those are my TikTok comments. Again, I think it's a work. I think it's a work. They're playing us. It's a setup. You'll see.
I'm anti.
It'll be next week. It'll still be around. TikTok. It might go down for a day or two, but that's it. And by the way, hold on. TikTok. If you're listening, you owe me $300 for my next payment. So if TikTok closes, I want my $300. Okay, I got my first TikTok my first TikTok money. I was very excited. All right, go ahead, Bill.
I will say I'm anti-censorship. I think people should be allowed to say what they want. It's very difficult to moderate what exactly, like hate speech. I know. So I will. Nick and I was the same age. We were growing up knew what hate speech was.
Yes.
We
Yes.
knew what it was.
Right.
And you know what? There's a lot of hate speech going on. There's a lot of people hiding their transphobia, their homophobia, their race. And this is on both sides too. I'm not just picking on the right. This is both sides. The left can get pretty they had their movements, the Me Too's and the cancel culture. Some of that was hate. Some of that was very, like all movements. It starts out noble, and then
It starts out with good intentions, and then it snowballs.
because of this, because people monetize and they destroy people's lives. Yeah. So, I hope TikTok stays. I had a bad TikTok experience, but I might get back because of a podcast. Anyway,
just change your username, or just change your thing. All right, those are my TikTok predictions.
Should we talk about the NFL really quick?
Fly Eagles fly, baby.
I'm out the NFC, so I think the games are going to be. I think the Eagles are going to win.
Yes,
And
I agree.
I'm telling you one thing. I keep going Commanders.
I'll see it.
I
know.
That's going to be a shootout. I want the Lions and Eagles to play, and I want the Ravens and the Chiefs to play. Even though I'm recording.
I think that's what's going to be. I think it's going to be Ravens, Chiefs,
I think the Ravens,
Lions, Eagles.
I just think Henry and Jackson are two.
It's going to be like -2 in Kansas City.
Tomorrow's going to be. One thing that worries about the Eagles game is going to be snowing.
Yep.
And the Eagles, great defense, very aggressive. So, the only thing about football, the only thing playing in slippery weather, it's the cutback thing. So it's, Saquon would probably run for 300 yards.
Let's hope.
And that Williamson. So, college football. Come on, OSU. If you win, I was right. I almost had them at Penn State.
It's like a no win for me. I don't like Notre Dame. I don't like Ohio State. I don't like either of them.
I'm cheering for Notre Dame.
I do like Notre Dame's coach. Yeah, I do like. I
like when he shut down the first black coach in the championship game. He shut that right down.
Yep.
And he said, "This is about the players. There's Asian coaches, there's white coaches.
Yep.
There's not about black. This is about the players. This is about college football in general." And he wasn't saying there was anything wrong.
He's being humble. That's all. He's like, whatever, do my job, whatever.
Let's make it about the football.
Do my job.
Get that shit out of football.
You took notes for your.
Dude,
I take it. You have 3 pages of notes. Jesus Christ.
So a little background. Mr. William Walters went to Westchester University.
Go Rams.
And a certain president was running in '92. So I supported presidential candidate Bill Clinton when he was in 8th place. I saw him do a speech somewhere around here. I was like, man, this guy. And I signed up. And there were so few people there that I got to do this. Hey, I didn't make it. Oh, is that a very good thing? Is that an intern?
That's a good impression. You should do a TikTok and just do Bill Clinton impressions.
I can do a Obama. I'm going to do a person.
But that's pretty good.
And then I took over. So I got to debate the George Bush people. I did at Westchester. I did at Villanova. I did at Swarthmore.
That's awesome.
I did it at White. And I was Bill Clinton. And I the people that were running through me, man, you know they're like you know the notes. I'm like,
This is before social media too, or before like the internet, not social.
Yeah, I had to like learn the policy, and then I had to be like, "What did Bill?" And I knew nothing about Bill. Thank God I didn't know the internet because they would be like, "Bill Clinton in 1979." I did not touch that woman.
It's a great birthday. Awesome.
All right.
So just so everyone knows, so the point of this is, I didn't take notes. I'm just gonna give talking points, but like, this is basically if Will was president and Nick was president, what would we do? Correct?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first? Okay.
I think what we should do is just have a really good dialogue.
Okay. Yeah. I love it.
Okay. Thank you.
So I would do a couple things. If I was president of the United States, the first thing that I would do is Aerosmith would play my inauguration. Okay, so a couple things. Obviously, the way we do immigration is fucked up. Okay, we have to let immigrants into the country, absolutely, but it's been a broken system for a very long time. There's not enough workers that work whatever immigration department we have. The way it's slow, it's tedious. It takes a long time. We need other countries do it very, very well. Other countries have a very pristine system, a very quick system. We need to overhaul that, and this has been a problem since the 70s, the 60s, the 70s. It's been a problem for before we were born, and it needs to be fixed. Nobody wants to fix it. It will never be fixed. I'm saying it. It will never be fixed. It will always be like it is now, but that needs to be changed. Will?
That was one of my topics.
Yes.
So if I was president, what I would do is on day one, and I would and this would happen within a week, because there are people out there that can do this. I would close the border. I would close it. I would say for I would. It's alarming that what goes on in more major cities, and I'm doing this because I care about these people coming in here. And some of these people, this is a fact. They are working construction jobs for $4 an hour.
Yep.
$4 an hour, homeless.
Yep.
Did you ever not? People who are have malnutrition, aren't eating the right foods and everything, that affects their brain. That's why we're getting these crazy crimes going on in Manhattan, all over the nation. It is. It's not just gang members, and it's not that. It's these people. They came here for hope. Some of these people are getting handouts. They're living in a hotel. I mean, this is all documented. They handouts and everything, but there are people working for $4 an hour. I would close the border. We need more asylum judges right down there. The people coming from South America, Mexico, people come from Mexico. They live in a cartel state. They're in fear. Maybe their family member was like a rival gang. South America, the same thing. They have people coming from Eastern Europe, the Ukrainians, and I don't know, people in Russia. I didn't look any of that up. I can't say. The people I want to let in this country, and this is going to be very. I would hold them in a court there. I would really check. I'm very afraid of the Middle East thing with the Islamic terror. Doesn't mean they can't come in and everything, but when you're letting people on terrorist watch list just freely walk across the border, that scares me as a father, as a son, as a brother, as a friend. That scares me. This is not racism, people.
See, but that's where the problem is, right? We don't. How do you know someone's on a terrorist watch list?
Because they have.
It's not like they're like, "Hey, my name's Joe Smith," and I'm gonna Joe Smith, you're on the list. I get you, but like, if you can't, and that's why the system needs to be changed, right? Because they need to filter in through certain. I'll call them point sports, whatever.
They need to build. Okay, if they build the wall across the whole border, I forget how many.
Which will never happen. It will never happen.
But there's a person that's going to be a part of Trump's administration that said if you put 27 pieces at 27 points, that's where most of them, like 90% The ones in the hot desert, nobody's getting across that desert. They found bodies. They find bodies out there. They find people in trunks.
Yeah.
I do agree with Nick. I worry. Okay. So I know people in law enforcement, and I know two people that local law enforcement, Chester County law enforcement people, part of a certain squad, they have to go to this mandatory training by the FBI. There's 200,000 deemed enemy combatants in America. Now,
Wait, say that again.
200,000 deemed enemy combatants.
Okay.
What they're doing is they're preparing our local law enforcement for what they're going to do, like the SWAT teams, if something happens.
Right, I understand.
And what I gotta say is this immigration, we sit and we fight, but what happened in New Orleans? If Nick and I were out in Westchester and we saw that happen to 10 Westchester University students, I don't care if you're a liberal or you're a conservative, that would scar you for life.
Absolutely, but New Orleans was an American citizen.
I know.
Not an immigrant. Not an immigrant.
Wait, I shouldn't say. No, but I'm saying the whole terrorism thing. That
Sure.
was,
No, I get you.
was a terrorism thing.
Yes, correct.
I
Yes.
think our social media,
And so was Las
I'm
Vegas.
not talking about terrorism. I think our social media needs to be. If they know, if I say, "Hey, f you, Nick, I'm going to punch you in there. I'm going to give you a sock and a kisser." If I get banned for that, I think these people get banned for these. They go along with these dialogues for like weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like flag them. Hire more law enforcement.
But then I'm gonna push back a little bit. Then you're talking about censoring and censorship.
No, I'm saying
Will,
just go see them.
because freedom of speech. Will,
I think they see. Go
this
see
is
them.
why you need checks and balances on social media. You need stuff like
Go
that.
see them. Go see these people. Go see the person that shot that girl. Shot
How do you know where they are? I could go on. I could go on a VPN.
And what?
And hide my location and say I'm in Pennsylvania, but I'm actually in Europe.
They
That's
would
my
have known.
fireplace.
They would have known.
We almost blew up the
They
fireplace.
would have known where the New Orleans guy was. They would have known that girl who did that shot up in the classroom that they said was trans or whatever. You know, the religious school that happened in December. You know, what we got to do is we got to have solutions. But go on with your statement.
I get you. No, it's fine. So obviously the immigration. Number two, I would raise the minimum wage. Now look,
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one because there are, and I've always said this my whole life. There's reason, and I'm trying to be as polite as possible about this. There's reasons why people work at McDonald's, and there's reasons why people are doctors. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
There is.
And we it's just the way. Well,
Some of it's choice.
most of it's choice, but not all of it. But there's reasons why, and there's reasons why people that work at McDonald's get paid a heck of a lot less than doctors. So I agree with you can't pay a McDonald's worker what a doctor gets paid. However, is it $7.25 is the national? That's you can't live off of that. No one can live off of that. No one can live
People
off of that.
lives to be about $18, $15 to $21.
Which is probably legit. And look, a lot of other, not all the states have a $7.25 minimum wage. Some of them are more. But you can't live off of $7.25. We have to figure out, and then people are going to complain. How are they going to pay for it? All these corporations make a gazillion dollars. Just take a little bit out of your bottom line, and you can pay for your people. And I don't mind paying an extra couple bucks for my Chick-fil-A sandwich if I know someone's going to get paid more than $7.25. Like, it does not bother me. I know some people.
That's the thing.
This is so funny because this is on mine too.
They're going to be the same topics, man.
This is on mine.
They're going to be the same ones.
I'm going to talk about. I'm going to use fast food as an example.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes people work at a job like that. I worked. That was my second job. I worked at Wendy's.
I worked at Sbarro's for one summer. Remember Sbarro's Pizza? We've all worked, like
Good food.
it was fake Italian food. I think everyone has worked some sort of quote unquote retail fast food job, retail or whatever.
When I worked at Wendy's in Westchester,
There was a day shift, and they were.
in the Wendy's in Westchester, they all lived around it.
Everyone walked. They were adults.
They walk to work.
Yeah, they made a good amount of money. One guy drove. I mean, good amount of money. I mean, this is 1986, 85. You're about making $8 an hour. That's $320 a week. These people live in like townhouses, apartments. You know anyone? When did you live in a? I mean, comfortable.
Not unless you're a manager.
They live comfortable.
Yeah.
What I'm going to say is, when I said it, it's choice. There's people who make life choices, and that's where you got to start. You got to start. Maybe you're going to work at Wendy's store at night, and you're going to work landscaping and everything. This whole redistribution of wealth, this whole because the rich, the wealthy, is not. They're not going to take from. They're going to take from Nick. They're going to take from me. They're going to take from Deb Giordano. They're going to take from
Shout out to Deb.
Page.
Shout out
They're
Rich.
going to take from all of us. They're going to take from all of us. We do need to do something with the minimum wage. We have to do something with our banking system, with the mortgages. You buy a $400,000 house in Custer County, you're probably paying $901.1 million because of the interest. Why? Why? My parents bought a house in West Goshen for $51,000. That house is worth $600,000, and it's not a big house. It's Glen Acre. $600,000. Who young couples are living in, and I'm like, these people's mortgages are like $2 grand.
We bought this house 17, 18 years ago. It was, I'll just say, 400,000. I don't really remember exactly. We got it dirt cheap because the lady who was here was going to lose the house, and we sort of swept in and took it. There's a house in my neighborhood, and you've driven through. There's that one house in my neighborhood last year that sold for over $1 million.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous, dude.
The housing market is ridiculous. This is what okay. Nick's daughter, Lexi, my son, Lee, they should be able to. Liam has a really good job at 26. He makes, I'm just going to say it out loud, the kid makes more money than I do. I make a good amount of money. He just worked his ass off. Lexi should be able to graduate from college, get an apartment, get a job, in her career, and be able to maybe Nick and his lady friend help with last month's rent. But that's she should be able to. My son should be able to buy a house for him and his fiance, him and his girlfriend. These and get a car, and they should be able to go on vacations, and maybe when they have children, like their spouse might say, "Hey, I want to be home with the kid." Like it's so expensive to live. I buy a big thing of strawberries. It's $11.
Fancy.
Yeah, I'm a fancy man.
You're a fancy man.
And I also want to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna this.
Eating healthy is expensive, dude.
But you know what? I save so much money. Last night I had nachos, and I was like, I looked at how much those nachos, and they were actually the healthiest. But I was like, I love tortillas.
So do I.
And I ate those carbs, and I was driving home. And I'm getting a carb crash. But I look at I got the plate of nachos for like 11 something. That's 2, 3. That's 3 dinners. The way I eat 3, and I eat lean beef, chicken, pork, seafood, and I buy the good stuff. I don't go to like a second.
Seafood's expensive.
But it's expensive. You know, it's very to eat healthy, but
Eating healthy is very
I'm
expensive.
actually saving money because I don't get to McDonald's. I don't. If I'm gonna eat somewhere, it's like a treat. Like,
I don't do fast food. I only do Chick-fil-A like once a while. I actually did Chick-fil-A this week, but I only do Chick-fil-A once in a great while. Yeah.
But like I want to, like I save myself for you. Bad food. Like I really say like okay.
Cheat day.
I'm going to get like a great cheesesteak at Steaks in on Market Street.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Probably the best. But you want to talk about wealth? Let's look at Congress.
This is one of mine too.
People millionaires. They make $174,000. There are people that have gotten voted in that are tech giants.
Yeah.
That were very good hedge fund investors.
Sure.
You know what? Those are the only people that can afford a congressional campaign. Look at McCormick, who ran in Pennsylvania. He's a carpetbagger.
Yeah.
Go back to I'm not voting, even if I was that party, I'm not voting for someone who doesn't have roots here. It's so expensive to campaign for the Senate, for Congress. It's outrageous for president.
There should be limits. Some countries have limits on how much you can spend.
Stop with the ads.
Yeah. Some countries don't even have ads, which
Just don't have.
blows my mind.
Everyone knew who Kamala Harris was.
Yes.
Did they? Or you know, like it came out of the blue. No, but I'm not saying to be smart. I'm not saying to be smart. But these ads don't tell you anything. They just tell you like, 34 counts, and she's a San Francisco liberal. That's not giving me information.
Exactly.
It's not giving me like I want to know the policy. But Congress, do you know there was an act in 2012 that Obama went to Congress and said, "You people, there's no insider trading in Congress." So they passed this. I forget what it's called. And please look this up if people think I'm full of shit. The Stock Act of 2012. In April 2012, Congress did not use insider trading. Why did they need that?
Well, technically, nobody's supposed to use it.
But Congress can't do it. But then they say your husband or your wife or your kids can't do it either. So
here's
they never proven that. They said they never enforced it. And they've actually kind of caught some. You know what the fine is? The fine's $1,000. It's a slap on the wrist.
So here's I'll say two things. Number one, if you're just a normal congressman, you don't come from money, and like that's your job, right? You're just a politician, blah blah blah. You need to be able, you need to have a 401k. I'm just using 401k. You need to be able to save money. You need to be able to retire when you're done being a congressman. And the only way to retire and to save money is to go into the stock market somehow, right? Like you have to. So you can't prevent people from investing for their future. Like you can't say this is your salary. You can never invest it, because then when they're done working, they have zero money. They have nothing to fall back on.
If I'm a Chester County Congressman, or I'm in Washington, and there's a bill, and you're in Pharma, and you tell me something, and I get a bill to pass, and I go to you, I'm buying, I don't know, $500,000 worth of shares.
Well, that's my second point. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. But my buddy Nick told me, I'm not going to tell people that.
Right.
And then I make $12 million. That's wrong.
In the industry that I am in, I am privy to information that is not out there in the public. We have confidentiality agreements with our customer, company to company, not NIF to company, and the company signs them, and we're not supposed to. But I hear stuff, and I do stuff, and I know stuff that's going to happen at companies in the future. So I'm like, all right, well, if I know so-and-so company is going to be approved, their drug's going to get approved, yeah, no shit, I'm going to go buy their stock. Like,
I don't
know, but it's just the nature of the business.
For you to do that, it's not.
I don't post it on Instagram, like, hey, like, but it's what anybody would do.
When someone's a politician, they may not do the right thing. They might use the money. I don't trust them. I really.
I don't blame. Yeah.
I don't trust them. I think they do it for the money. And I'm going to give two people. Mitch
McConnell. I don't trust him. I don't
trust Nancy Pelosi. And it's horrible what happened to her husband. But I don't trust these people that been in there forever.
And I don't trust the new ones either.
It's just, I feel like just.
Do you know there's.
Wipe them out.
Do you know there's I forget, I think it's Nancy Pelosi or somebody says, oh, like Mitch McConnell just bought so-and-so. Like they have to publicly disclose, I think. Yeah. So people follow what they buy and buy it and make money.
Yeah.
It's smart. If you're savvy, follow them and make some money.
Yesterday, I actually went on, and they have to hold their earnings. They have to, but President West don't. Sorry.
Waiting for the tax. Still waiting for taxes. All right. All right. So anyway, I'm with you. So there should definitely be what do you call it? You shouldn't be able to do insider. I totally get you. Oh, well, the big thing is the lobbyist, right? So like that's because then you figure, but you hear stuff and
it's the worst. Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst. The lobbyists are the worst. I used to outside DC and I lived. I mean, I deliver, the company I work for
over is in Northern Virginia, right around the CIA and everything. There's like Langley High School. Next time, I'll take a video and a picture of Langley High School. The parking. It's unbelievable.
Crazy cars are there? Yeah.
Kids are driving
Porsches, high-end BMWs, Teslas, like
there's no Peter. There's an employee in life. But it's just outrageous. I mean, God bless people, make the money, but like when ex-President Obama, like these speeches, like come on, $300,000. Does that guy really have that much wisdom? And Bush did the same thing. So see what I'm doing? I'm playing both sides. I'm not gonna. This whole talk's gonna be both sides. It's the free market, but
are you going to turn it down? That's like you can't turn it down. If you're offered to do a gig,
this has to happen. They influence something, and Wall Street's going, come on in, we're going to reward you. Sure. Because you know what? Wall Street guys are probably doing this stuff all the time.
Of course they are. If you're offered to do a gig for $10,000, of course you're going to take it.
Well, I would do it.
So you can't blame Obama
I mean,
for taking the money. Take the money.
But I feel like our political system is totally screwed up, and I feel like when are we gonna invent our citizens? We're not gonna do it. I don't have enough money to run.
There was a thing I just saw somewhere. It was local, Chester County, and it's like learn how to run for political office and blah blah blah, and we'll show you how to like fundraise. And as soon as they got the fundraise, I was like, nope, I don't want to do all that.
So
I don't want to do all that shit.
My cousin was interested in being a Burke County politician. I think his hair was turned gray when he really like looked into it.
There was a Chester County politician who campaigned constantly in Westchester. Is it 2017?
I think his name was Ryan Costello.
That name sounds familiar.
He looked like Marilyn Manson. Like he was a tall guy. He had that
really?
hair. You know, he looked like, but he would go door to door. He'd be outside the restaurants. Very nice.
Shaking hands,
He quit.
kissing babies.
He quit. He
Got elected, and I think he was.
nope.
I've been
You
asked.
could tell he was a genuinely.
Sincere.
Yeah, I should rephrase this. I've not been. I've been told that I would be good running for school board, like local school
You
board.
would be a,
I would not be, and my answer is always this.
You get a little pepper.
I'd be like the first parent that came up to me and would say like, hey, we want to ban this book. I would literally go tell someone to fuck themselves, and that's why I cannot run for school board. Like, come on, like I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. All right.
I
Anyway,
think books that are there shouldn't be banned, but there's some like
Like Joey and Jackie are in the backseat car.
there should be a section.
school, like
I have the perfect solution. I've said this many times. I've spoke at a school board meeting about this once. There should be a section in the school library that at the beginning of the year, a parent has to sign off on. It just
Excellent.
says, my student is allowed to go into the section, or my student is not allowed to go into the section. And you can scan the card. It's very easy. You can scan the card, blah, 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 blah. They have a database. All right, little whatever, Nikki, go look. And yep, it's easy. It's an easy solution.
And people say, well, why can't kids order this on Amazon and everything?
you know what? If kids want something, teenagers, they're gonna get it.
I don't know about Nick, but I had Playboys and penthouses in my
I have Playboys and penthouses on my phone.
I had that mom's hair turned gray because of saying anti-this.
All right, well, what else you got? I have a couple others, but ours are probably the same.
Oh,
What about term limits?
well, my thing with limits is the president should run once. That's it.
I think it's hard to get
On 5 years.
5 years. I could see. I think it's hard to get.
And I think your party should not. I think once your party is in for 3 terms, the next party is terrible.
It needs to flip over.
I also think it's never going to happen. And people laugh at me because it's not going to happen because most Americans are sheep. You guys complain about the American political system. It's partisan politics. You don't listen to the fringe candidates. You know why? Because you're told they're weird,
Oh, we
The
need.
guy had left a dead bear here, and he cheated 37 times on his wife. And what do your candidates do? They're partisan politics, and there are good, strong, independent candidates that get voted into, but they're made to be heroes. Like,
But we need other parties.
we need choices.
We need choices, and a lot of other countries have choices, and
We
they
need
do
choices.
some
We
creative
need to
stuff.
support it.
Yeah.
And like, I can't stand because I'm in the. I can't
stand with
people
people from
from
the
the
Green
Party.
Party, the Libertarian Party, this party. They're weirdos. And did you ever listen to what did that say? Did you watch the debate with Harris and Trump? Did you watch the stuff they said in speeches? Have you watched what your president has been saying? Like, it's bizarre stuff. They've all said it. Like, your legacy media and your Fox and your MSNBC and your podcasters who are paid stills, and we're not talking about my man. They're giving you disinformation. It's because the power call me a loop. They don't want because Biden and Trump when they had a little
sit down
before Christmas. If Nick called me a Nazi and I called him creepy, I said, if I said he did something inappropriate in his house with a family member, I'm sure we want to be sitting down.
Right.
But these two do. You know why? Because it's one party. Get them out.
Yeah, it's never going to happen. We'll always be a two-party system.
It can start now. So if it happens in 20 years, and I won't be around in 20 years.
Yes, you will.
I got a
Just
bad
be
heart.
old. Bad heart.
I know.
But I'm just saying, hope.
Term limits in Congress and
Definitely.
The Supreme Court. It's needed. I don't know how many years. I don't know if you cut it off when they're a certain age. Maybe I don't know if you say 10 years, 20, like whatever. I don't know, but there has to be something. You can't sit on the bench until you're dead.
I think
That's not
Supreme Court.
good.
I agree with you. I agree 100%. And I think this course should be split down the middle. Because
But then if there's ties, what do you do, right? Like, so there has to be an odd number, right? Because
there's 9. Oh yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
there has to be an odd
Maybe
number.
get independent.
That would be something.
Maybe
Yeah.
get 3 independents and get
Yeah.
3 conservatives.
And it's very obvious who's on.
And they're not supposed to do that.
They trip you up.
They're not supposed to do that either. Like they're not like if you're, let's say you're a conservative, you're not supposed to vote to decide on your politics. You're supposed to decide by the letter of the law,
Yeah.
and they don't do that.
No,
Both sides don't. But both sides don't.
no, they don't. I feel like I'm really
Worried about the next 4 years with the Supreme Court. As an independent voter, I am
very, and I'm going to say this.
Are you done with term limits?
There's something to Supreme Court.
They should be there.
So
We're going to talk about women's rights.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say as someone who voted for Trump, I'm very embarrassed. I am now.
It's too late.
It's too late. And Nick busted my balls.
That's okay.
Years ago.
Hey, when I made a video way before the election saying I voted for Trump in 2016. I owned it. You owned it. Whatever. We own it. And then we fucking move on. Go
What
ahead.
I'm going to say is,
I know a lot of people. All I knew about Harris, this is all I knew. Because every time I would speak, and the ads, women's rights.
abortion. There was nothing else.
And this was
I didn't see it.
this was the misstep by the Democrats.
Yes,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't see it.
And I said, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. It's very important. I have nieces. I have a beautiful girlfriend. I give a shit about my friends' wives and daughters, and I dance all that. But as me, my worldview, abortion, the list, it's down low on. It's just that's me because you know what? I'm not getting anyone pregnant. I'm not. I don't have a daughter. My son's responsible. I talked to him. The second talk with my son was 90% of it. The talks we would have had, we didn't have a talk. That was my job from when he could understand. You treat a woman with respect. And this is how you go out on a date. And you open the door for all women.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't want to be called him or she or whatever,
Right.
cool.
Right.
But that's all you do.
Right.
It wasn't important issue for me.
For me, it's very important.
It is
Obviously,
And I
different.
know it is.
I have a
That's why I bring
daughter,
this up.
and yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's the worldview. That's
Yep.
mine. So there are people in this world that if I just said what I said and I was sitting across from a podcast partner, he would start arguing with me or she, and it's like that's not going to get us anywhere. I have things that are important to me, and I'm going to lead up to it. Mental health awareness is very important to me. Prison reform is important to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about that too. I'm worried about both of those things.
Go preach.
With this
Go.
administration.
Go.
Because, okay, I'm going to talk about it. I have a Make American Healthy shirt. I have one of those shirts. I'm a big RFK person. I have been for a while, even before he started running. I have coffee mug, all that stuff. I like RFK too. You know what? He's a little kooky. If you know me, so am I. And I got skeleton. I got hurt too. We all do.
Hold
I
on.
think Bobby Kennedy.
Wait, hold on. I want to say you're
Yes.
off. Okay. I have zero problem with RFK wanting to make America healthy. I have zero problem with it. You want to go fuck with food and take out bad chemicals for us? That's totally fine.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. My problem with RFK is the vaccine shit.
Yes.
That's my
And
big
He's going to
problem.
back off. That's not fair.
He was told to back off by the.
Yes.
By I am
You said
privy.
not- you said
I am
not-
privy to information. I'm not going to say who told me or where they work with the FDA. I'm not going to say it. I'm just saying that he was told to stay off of vaccines. Period.
Listen, farmer. I used to be, if you look back a year or 6 months ago, 2 years, I was a very anti-farmer. I've gotten to know probably 6 people for pharmaceuticals. And they're not like pizza hate evil people.
It's me.
They're not like, give me more money. There's a friend of mine, mutual friend, Al, and he told me when they come up with the drug,
Yeah.
how long that takes.
Years
And
and
like the people who make it,
how much money it takes.
Al told me because these people actually care.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the people who invent it, after they process it, that's out of their hands. It's the salespeople and the pharmaceutical.
That's the problem, right? So the Stackler family, who's the
Yeah.
family that like
Stackler.
that? They're look, in every industry, there's a bad egg, right? There's
Yeah.
bad firefighters, there's bad cops, there's bad whatever, grocery store, whatever. Pharma had the Stickler, whatever, that family. They were horrible, horrible people, and they did wrong, absolutely, and they should be prosecuted to the 10th degree. I will say this, though. I will say this. Nobody forces anyone to take drugs.
Exactly.
So
We're
part of the blame, not all of it, part of the blame is on the person, the
We're
people.
going to get to that.
Go.
Nobody forces somebody who's living week by week with their paycheck. And maybe they have to work I use an example that people know who she is.
Don't make me edit
And
this.
on the way home,
Don't make me
you know,
edit
they gotta stop at Wawa to get something to eat, or they gotta stop at Burger King because they're
Too tired to cook. Bullshit. I have a Ninja Grill. I have an Instapot.
I'm coming to your house for dinner.
I'm a single guy.
And I got an oven and a microwave. I marinate. I do all my stuff. You know what? It's the weekend. I marinate all that. I prepare my meals. I write it down. I got it. I can show you my ball.
We used to do that. We used to prep. We used to prep.
This day I'm doing this. This day I'm doing that. So I get home, and while I'm taking my shower, I'm heating up the grill. It takes like 6 minutes. Making the microwave, making the black beans. Guys, it's bullshit.
People
They're
don't
lazy.
put forth the effort like you
Yes.
do. They don't put forth the effort. They are lazy. It's easier just to stop at Wawa. Whatever. It's easier to stop at Wawa than to actually cook, but it's cheaper to cook at home.
And if you stop at Wawa and you live in Chester County and you get a quesadilla or a burrito, I'm going to smack you upside the head.
Yes, we do. We do.
This is the second best place in America. to buy
Preach.
Mexican food. Southern California is the other one.
Have you been to the new one on 30?
Yes.
Yes. Del Mar. I don't know. I haven't been there yet. It's good. It's good.
Every Mexican
I gotta check it out.
I get the same stuff. I go for the first time. I'm like,
But
Here's what I'm going to say about the food thing.
Kennedy is he's going to say, I'm going to do this with the food industry, and I like what Biden did with the red dye 3, I think it is.
Yeah, that wasn't really. I mean, that was. I'm not saying it wasn't really Biden. That was the FDA.
FDA.
They've
But I
been looking
like
into it for years. But yeah. You're right.
Now-
You're right.
You should look at the labels, especially with your kids. Like, you shouldn't be doing like fruit snacks, those fruit things, gummies,
They're all sugar.
and yeah, but anything. Guys gotta look at the labels, and you gotta stand up to your kids. You know, do you care about your kids' health? Do you care about your kids' mental health? That stuff's not good
For the brain. I mean,
Why do we have all these? It's not just what's in the vaccine. It's there's a reason. Our kids look different than when we were kids. And I'm not saying to be creepy. Like some girls, that girl's like a certain age.
Yep.
Some of these high school athletes look like NFL players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's something in the food that's not good.
Droids.
You have to look at the labels.
Yep.
Bobby Kennedy Jr. has an uphill battle. He's not going to win the pharmaceutical. He should just give up that the vaccine. He should say, "Come on, guys, to make a mistake." But they're scientists. But the food, we just got to be smart. You're not going to shut down all these food processing plants. We have way too many people to feed in the nation. You got to have processed food. You have to.
How are we going to feed all the immigrants if we don't have processed food? Will.
Yeah, exactly. That too.
I wasn't going to say something, but Nick would have to edit it.
Don't make me edit. I don't want to have to edit this week.
I'm not saying it's to be smart, but a lot of the immigrants work as the cooks.
Oh, absolutely.
Tonight, go to every
Let me tell you something. We went to the.
Their ass off.
I'm gonna tell a story. Lexi's gonna kill me. We the Greek restaurant Upa's in Westchester. It's a great place. So we're in there one night. We get pick up. We get takeout and we go in. And I carried. We had like the whole family was there. So I carried one a couple bags to the car. Lexi was still inside. Lexi had an incident. She didn't pass out, but she she fell, whatever. And so all the Mexican guys come out from behind and they're like, "Oh, honey," da, 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 da. And I come back in, and I'm like, "There's like 5 Mexican guys working in the Greek restaurant making the Greek food."
Greek restaurant.
I'm like, all right. Anyway, go ahead.
So, with the food thing, we're not going to move, but we have to be responsible people. I'm going to make it personal. Since Thanksgiving weekend, I've lost
27 pounds. I've lost 3 waist sizes.
And I'm going to tell you, have you seen me posting about going to LA Fitness?
Good for you.
I'm doing a lot of home workout.
I watch what I eat. I drink a lot of water.
Good for you.
I stay. There's no alcohol. There's no anything like that. There's
a sugary drink.
Good.
Or anything.
you can do it.
Yeah, you can.
But you make it
Effort.
easy.
Takes an effort.
We want to be healthy.
Look at Kenny, 70 years old, and I know he's something,
He's ripped.
but he's ripped.
He is
I
ripped.
mean,
The dude
What's
works
that?
on jeans. Come on, bro.
Thank you for saying that. That's awesome.
come on. But he's 70 years old.
Yeah.
That's a great example. He's walking wall. That's going to lead. Okay.
Yeah.
The mental health awareness. We need to be aware with food. We need to be aware with drugs. I don't want anyone to go out of business or anything. But you ever go in the CVS or Walgreens? Walk back there and look. But it's just like, I mean, it's a whole wall of like people picking up pills.
Like the vitamins or the.
No, the like prescriptions.
Oh yeah.
Look at the blood pressure, like cholesterol, all that stuff. Come on, you go to the town, like they. I don't have to wear sunglasses. I don't want to look. Oh, see my chick. I'm not looking at anyone. So, like, they're looking at her.
There you go.
But I mean, like, guys, and you know what? This whole like, you go girl, you go boy, and everything. You know, like, we gotta be responsible. We gotta be responsible.
The mental health.
I'm really going to
Do it.
social media is the land of trolls.
It is.
It's a bunch of mean people.
It is. I'm one of them.
Followed. There's no one watching this that is friend that I am friend on Facebook. I can guarantee you that because I've told a few people, especially with actual Western North Carolina, the federal government ignored them, but they're donating to Hollywood. No, they're not. Because I got news for you, the Palisades, they're not building anything there. They're not going to be able to because you can't have an infrastructure when 27 square miles. There can't be infrastructure. You can't. You're not going to have electricity there for years. It's dead. And then you post these stupid things with this car in the middle of that ash or whatever. It's just hate. It's just hate.
And uneducation too.
Weird people. I guarantee you have streaming service. So stop watching TV and movies. It's hateful. You're hateful people, and a lot of you come from the same place around here.
Well, we said this last week.
Certain count.
We said this last week.
I know, and I'm
with Hollywood. For every celebrity that had a house burnt, there's 50 normal people that own businesses, work in businesses. They're normal people that have normal jobs that also lost houses. Not the rich celebrities were not the only ones that lost houses. There was normal communities that were also burnt down. That's who you're helping.
I have to talk about fires because they really. That's just perfect for me. I talk to her every day, and she says that the air quality is terrible. And you know what? She doesn't give a shit whose fault it is. That'll come out. But it's the DEI and the this and that and the if that's a red state now. I got news for you people. They voted red.
Who?
A lot of those counties.
California?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Harris overwhelmingly won California. Overwhelmingly.
I shouldn't say red state. The red. It was the biggest. This and that. Get off the something. But I'm talking about the mental health stuff.
Yeah.
I pray for you people on the left and the right. These hateful memes. That fire is nowhere near the Hollywood sign. I've been to LA. I know LA County very well. I know California very well. Not northern.
It was AI, that picture.
Yeah. It's like, check your facts. The Biden administration promised I think it's 1.64 or 74 billion dollars to the people in Western Carolina, and that's not going to be enough. So you know what? Instead of wasting your fucking time with disinformation, get your card and donate. Because it's hate speech. Nothing good is coming from this. I'm somebody who suffers from bipolar disorder, and I do that shit. I used to do Facebook Live, and I got it. So now I get yell at the wall.
Like a crazy person.
Or maybe I'll voice my words.
Here you go. I'll listen with them. Well, let me point something out. So we said, the Hollywood sign was burned, which wasn't true, right? That is disinformation on social media. Should that have been taken down?
There should be community notice. I like that. I like that somebody can be saying hello with it. Mark Zuckerberg, you want to give me and Nick jobs to pay us each $250,000?
There you go.
I'll sit all day and do that.
I'm rolling. We'll do this all day. Hey, Will, do you think this is... Yeah, okay.
Listen, the mental health stuff. Guys, let's just be very conscious and aware of each other. Trump's going to be nominated. Not nominated. He's coming in on Monday. It's literally going to be a shit show. It's going to be a shit show because we're all doing this. We're all, you're playing into the whole matrix. I call it the matrix. I don't believe in all that. You're playing into these people.
Yep.
You're really playing into it. I'm going to put this up to the MAGA people. And once again, I'm an independent voter. The whole Doge thing, that's a joke. It's an absolute joke. They're not
Agreed.
They're not going to cut any of these programs. Nobody's really going to lose their jobs. Trust me when I say this. You guys are so against DEI. So what's that thing, that immigration thing, the 180 or HD or whatever? The special visas. They let these workers.
Oh yeah. They're technical.
They're
Technical workers. Yeah.
My dad right now is in the ICU, step down ICU. Dr. Patel's his doctor. He probably doesn't mind what's saying this. Wonderful doctor. He's Indian. I don't give a shit if he's an Indian who thinks he's a woman. He's gonna make great care.
Yep.
Get the best people. And some of these so-called DEI people, we're the best people. The LA Fire Chief, she started as a volunteer and worked her way up.
She has
She carries someone out of the building. Can you?
She has a great resume. She's a great resume.
But not everyone who's a firefighter has to do that. We're going to end with this. Your two boys, Elon Musk, he called All America. He called you stupid.
He did.
He's calling stupid. He's not calling the elite the educated. He's calling people who voted boy, it's stupid.
Yep.
And Veswan, or whatever you call him, he called it crazy.
Vivek.
These are two. One came from a immigrant family, and the other's a. So, what do you think of that? What do you think of that?
And here's my prediction:
If it was my country, that stuff wouldn't happen. But not what you asked.
Yes, we did.
and Nick and I are going to be here because I feel like we should do this. Maybe once a month. Let's do a little checkup on
Checkup? A little checkup?
Mr. Don, because he told us on day one things that were going to happen. So
We'll see.
let's keep. I hope it does happen. I hope a lot of it happens.
Just save TikTok, Don, please. They owe me $300.
And please watch Nick on TikTok.
What else you got, Will? What else
My
you got?
podcast is going to start soon. It's going to be Daily Mayhem.
I love it.
And
Oh, that's a great name.
And it's going to do a lot with mental health awareness. It's going to do a lot with reform. I'm going to give you facts on what's going on in tax and these private corporations
I love it.
who run our prisons. What's happening?
These people are getting released into your communities.
Angry.
And there's no reason for it. And I'm going to give you guys programs
That years ago, within 20 years, programs that help these people when they're released. There's no help.
they're your fellow Americans. They have mental.
They're mentally ill. They have addictions. They need support. I'm not a fucking car. I'm an extra addict. I have a
Past breaking the law. Many people know that.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
And you know what? It was the
goodness of people.
Everyone deserves.
A chance.
And if you stick on social media, you're all against it.
Fuck that person because of the way they look.
Fuck him because of who he voted for.
I'm sorry. This is what
That's
you're
right.
Because I'm
What else?
I'm going to tell people, like, it's a bunch of nonsense. If you're not in connecting with somebody that's different than you, hit the road. If it was my America, I'd be letting the people in that want to assimilate in America,
And the people that are here, it's because I'm an authoritarian. I'd be like, get the fuck out.
I'm gonna point something out. I've often, many times since COVID, have challenged people to do this with me, face to face or at home. We could have done it remotely, and I've said, you bring your facts and I'll bring my facts, and we'll have a conversation about it. Dozens of times, Will, dozens of times over, I've offered this, and not one person. They always either block me, delete me, or delete their comment, or whatever. Not one person takes me up on it.
and
Never.
And you want to know something? Nick and I don't agree on everything. In fact, we're pretty heated still on text a week and a half ago. Because I do something you said wrong. You know? You don't have to agree with people.
No, definitely not.
This is wonderful. You know what I mean? It's like,
What else you got in your State of the Union? We're at an hour and 15
You know,
minutes. So you took a lot of notes, so I feel as if
no, I'm going to say something about the wars and everything. We're giving all this money to other countries.
Fuck
You know
Russia.
what? We should. You know what? Next podcast, I want to give a brief history about the whole Russia-Ukraine and Russian
that'd be cool. Yes.
and all that. It takes a while.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you this.
I like that guy.
In 1991, when Russia fell communism or whatever,
When the wall came. Oh, no, that was in Germany.
Russia
Yeah.
to enter a nuclear arms treaty.
With
Guess who said no?
us.
We did.
Yeah.
When Russia said, please keep, other nuclear countries or bases away from us. What's America? 14 countries right on their border. How would we? I'm not defending them. I'm not defending Putin.
I think Putin.
I don't like Zelensky either. But we're gonna do this in a future podcast because I'm gonna get some facts about where that money really, where
like
the
it.
money's really going.
All right.
It's going up Zelensky's nose. But anyway,
No, he's not. He's not a drug addict. Get out of here. He's not a drug addict.
I like
He
that.
might be a drug addict. I don't know.
I like that. He's like an entertainer or singer. He gets elected president.
Well, that's Donald Trump. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Reagan was an actor. Trump was an actor slash game show host. Whatever.
I like this in politics. My family's very diverse in politics. My blood family is very liberal. Some like conservatives, like married, but my cousin Michael, 30. I said, like, he's very conservative. I said, the most effective president in your lifetime was. Without a thought, it's Bill Clinton. Because he gave facts about the economy, he gives morale. He's not happy people are.
It was right before the internet boom. That's why.
And we're with that.
Are we done?
That's the problem with mental health and the morale of our country. It's because most people aren't mature enough to handle the internet. So put your phone down, watch it, read a book,
We had this conversation last night.
listen to a podcast.
When I watch TV,
Yeah.
I don't have my phone. I usually it might be next to me, or I try to put it on a shelf or whatever. But I legit just watch TV. So for like an hour or two a night, I'm not on it. And then I get into a TV zone where I'm very relaxed because I'm watching TV. I'm not looking at my phone, and then I check my phone and I'm like, fuck. Go ahead.
This is Lena Harville. Instead of looking on your phone and controlling people, why don't you like go to soup kitchen for an hour a week? Or why don't you do something like help prisoners, teach them how to read? Trust me, it's a long process to be able to enter like county. It's a very long process to enter a state prison as a volunteer. And trust me, you're safe. You will be safe. I mean, if a riot happens again.
When's the last time a riot happened?
You'll be safe unless there's a riot.
No, it doesn't happen in these prisons around. I'm just saying, do something good. Because this trolling, and I'm saying I'm going to defend my podcast. What Nick is doing is not trolling.
Yes, it is.
It's TikTok.
I'm fucking trolling.
It's a little.
Fucking
But
trolling.
can you back it up with facts?
Yeah, oh yeah.
There you go.
I'm not going to post anything that I don't have some
Trolling to
article on.
me is people who give disinformation and will not. I guess,
But I will say this, and then
constipated.
I had this conversation with my lady friend that she said, to me, like, my TikTok videos, yes, that is how I feel, that is how I voted, that is how I do things. But that is a caricature when I make that is a caricature of Nick. I don't act like that in real life. That's for the videos, right? And it works. I got some money, whatever. That's character. Yes, but that is how I feel.
I've had people say to me, "What's up with Nick?" And we go, "Well, what's up with him?" And these are people that you know, and they're not far.
Fine.
They're like, right. Like,
They should ask me what's up with Nick.
that's what I say.
Don't be cowards. Come ask me.
Listen, we got a chair there. We got another chair.
Come on.
If you have a problem with it, there's a chair.
Come on.
And we go live too.
I'm always open to talking.
That's the thing. Like, people, if you're concerned about somebody, just reach out and touch somebody.
Exactly.
That's a good slogan. I should use that.
Reach out and touch something. That was a slogan for something, wasn't it?
Was that an AT&T or Bell telephone?
I think it was AT&T or Bell.
I think this is going to be the most listened to podcast.
All right. Do you have anything else? I don't want you to miss anything. We're at an hour and 20, so I
Thank
want
you
to cut
guys. Just thoughts and prayers and positive thoughts for my father. Thank you very much.
it. Yes.
Thank you. I can't really think of anything. No.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nick. This was wonderful.
See you next week.
All right.
Yep.
I have a prediction within 2 years.
What?
I'm going to be guest on the Joe Rogan podcast. It's going to be like, how do you guys do this? Joe Rogan will be like, all right. He'll be